Tyler, congratulations for the last season of New Amsterdam. I mean,
Thank you.
countdown begins.
Thank you. Yeah, it's bittersweet, mostly bitter. But, good, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, since this is the last season, what are your thoughts about the show ending now?
I've had to do a lot of work sort of accepting the end of the show. It felt premature. I don't think any of us expected to have a truncated season 5, let alone be ended after season 5. I think we thought we had a little more time in the bank, but life goes on. And I feel like that has made me really lean into the last season and kind of look at it for what it is, an opportunity to spend more time with these people that I've really grown to love and care about. The show's also been like a real acting boot camp for me. Like I've gotten to like really lean in to drama and this character Iggy and so I thought, well, I got 13 more episodes to really relish the opportunity to be on this show and to play this character. And then 13 episodes came and went, and we're here. We're shooting the last 2 right now. And it's really sad, man. It's really sad. I also am like leaving New York, and it's been a big chunk of my life and a really important part of my life. And so I'm kind of treating it like I would any end of an era, giving it the reverence and the respect that it deserves. And I'm going to say goodbye to it in my own way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's nothing to, cough or laugh at, but it did lasted for quite a few seasons. So
yeah,
in your words, what is the secret to success of New Amsterdam?
I think the secret to success in any equation is authenticity, and I think humility, and also collaboration. I think one of the things that often gets overlooked with art and creation of art is that it's not just one person. It's never just one person or 5 people. It's like we got hundreds of us making these shows, and it's all artists coming to work every day, putting their best artistic foot forward. And I just love that. I love that about this industry. And I just think that's it. Collaboration, authenticity, and humility. Yeah. Staying humble.
Well said. After all these years playing, a psychiatrist on this show, what do you know about psychiatry in real life, or what have you learned over these years?
Nothing. No, I have been in therapy for years. My mom is a mental health care worker. I've gleaned as much as I could. I'm also a father of 3, and Iggy works with a lot of children. And I think one of the main things that I have learned about human psychology in general is people just want to be listened to. In general, acknowledgement and hearing somebody is magic. That is like such a healing tool. So I've worked on becoming a better listener. We have this expression. I'm also a sober person. I've been in the program for almost 5 years now. They say, be interested, not interesting. And I think that's a huge thing. Like, be interested. That makes people feel really good, So I think Iggy is a good example of listening, being interested instead of being interesting. And, I learned a few names of some interesting medications. some made up, some not. Yeah.
When you come on to production on set, what makes you enjoy, that you look forward to every single time you come on to a production? Is it playing Iggy? Is it the adventures with different patients? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, it's the crew. It's everybody that I'm there with, who I work with. There's a really safe environment there, which is the best place to incubate creativity. Like if you want to try something, you feel a lot more brave and bold if you're in a totally safe and nurturing environment. So the relationships I built with these people every day, I come to work, we laugh, we cry, we've We hug each other only when it's safe to do so. We're a team. It's a creative, collaborative team. And that brings me so much joy. And it's something that I learned really on this show. Like I've always done a lot of comedy, and it's like comedy is really a one-person endeavor, most or two people. You're in the scene and you're just like, who's being funnier? Who can be funnier? You're like, let's just be funny. Let's be funny all day. This show is like such a gentle, warm hug, and everyone just kind of supports each other. I really like it. And then I'll say this is something I love about acting in general, but something that I've learned the most on this show is that if you authentically go to the center of a scene, if you find the heart of a scene with another actor who's willing to go there with you, or actors, you will always produce something good. And this show, the words, the actors, the cinematography, everything, everybody wanted to go to the center of the thing. So every time we shot a scene, even if you were confounded by it, take one, take two, we all keep diving and pushing towards the middle of that scene. And I learned to trust that we will always find it. I come to work a nervous wreck every day because I'm like, oh God, they're going to figure me out today. I'm a terrible actor. And then we get there and I remember like, oh, right, I get to figure this out with people. This is my team. We're going to find it. And I really love that about this show. That's one of my favorite things, is the trust that I've built in this craft.
That's beautiful. And I know in previous interviews you addressed it before, but I have to ask, is because one of the things that you portray very well is with the gay relationship back and forth with the husband, the Martin character. Could you talk a little bit more about that and how proud that is portrayed on a show like this?
Yeah. Like heading into the show, there was never any mention of Iggy being gay. I didn't know that when they offered me the show. I didn't know that until we started shooting the pilot. David came to me and said, hey, by the way, I think we're going to make Iggy gay, but we're not going to mention it until episode 5. And it's not going to be like an episode where Iggy comes out, or like, he has a real bad relationship with his parents because he's gay, or like, it's a secret, or it's just like, we're just going to casually mention that Iggy's gay and he's got a family and he's happily married, and that's that. And I was like, I fucking love that, man. I love it. Like, just what could be more normal, which is the world we live in, really. But on TV and in film, it's still represented in this way, sometimes just very like divisive, and it's sort of manipulative. And like, I just think we just did it in a way that felt like very authentic. Again, just a happily married man with a family and a great job, happens to be gay. And I love that. And then the acceptance from the community was really great. Like, I was worried about that because I identify as a heterosexual man, but I also recently identified more as queer. Like I have sort of wondered if I was bisexual in my life, and I really just sort of, I love the term queer because it just lets me sort of be who I am, I don't need to make a decision or come up with a title. It's just like, so playing Iggy has really allowed me to find that out about myself and to come to terms with being okay with being who I am, which is all I think inclusivity and representation is aimed to do, is to be like, hey, we're all okay. Just be who you are, So that's been a joy. That's been a real joy for me.
Well said. Well, Tyler, we really appreciate you carrying this conversation with us, particularly with the final season of New Amsterdam. I can't wait to see where your new chapter leads you to, either more dramas or back to comedy. We shall see.
Thank you very much. Nice to speak with you, Gig.
Hey, thank you.